Dominik Mysterio to ditch Liv Morgan for 23-year-old female WWE Superstar in her absence. Exploring potential hint. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Have a nice day. For WWE Family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Dominik Mysterio is the reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion. He captured the title at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, beating Finn Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker in a fatal four-way bout. However, despite a massive triumph, Dirty Dom is alone as his on-screen girlfriend Liv Morgan has gone on hiatus. The latest episode of Raw saw a massive tease that could shake Liv Morgan's position in WWE and the Judgment Day faction. Finn Balor was probably looking for a replacement for the Miracle Kid. The inaugural Universal Champion was spotted backstage speaking with the 23-year-old superstar before the main event. In a shocking turn of events, fans and pundits believe Finn Balor would cut ties with Dominik Mysterio. The Prince could do the unthinkable and convince Dirty Dom to betray Liv Morgan and start a new romantic angle with Roxanne Perez instead. This wouldn't be the first time Balor would brainwash Mysterio for cheating. Initially, WWE started dropping hints on Dominik and Liv's love angle. The Prince subtly assisted them in exploring their bond. The 43-year-old star could repeat history by convincing Dirty Dom to dump his Garita for Perez. Fans may recall that Morgan was the one who got Dominik Mysterio inserted into the IC Championship bout at the last moment before WrestleMania. The former Universal Champion could hold her responsible for ruining his bond with Dirty Dom. Balor may use this plan to push the Miracle Kid out of the heel faction. Gigi McDonough wrestled in his first ever singles match since returning after his injury on the Red Brand against Penta. Unfortunately, he lost the bout and the Luke Hitter earned a title rematch against Dirty Dom. Dominik Mysterio will defend his Intercontinental title against Penta, whom he beat at Raw after Mania at Backlash 2025. The PLE is the first ever event for WWE post-WrestleMania. John Cena and Randy Orton are headlining the show. With much going on within the Judgment Day faction, it will be interesting to see whether Dominik Mysterio ditches Liv Morgan and aligns with a new girl on the Red Brand in her absence, and if he retains his title at Backlash. Liv Morgan has signed up for a new Hollywood movie and requested some time off TV from Adam Pearce last week on Raw. The one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions has been one of the focal points of the Judgment Day for quite some time now and has been one of the biggest stars on the Red Brand. Her boyfriend Dominik Mysterio won the Intercontinental Championship by pinning his fellow Judgment Day member Finn Balor at WrestleMania, which has seemingly escalated their issues. While Morgan is set to take time off, she might not be absent long. Considering the storylines stirring up with Judgment Day lately, there is a possibility that Morgan will return and leave the faction by aligning with her former friends, Finn Balor and AJ Styles, to form one of the strongest alliances on the Red Brand again. Liv Morgan is expected to be back in the United States on May 17 after finishing up with her Hollywood schedule in Japan, and could end up making headlines with the unholy reunion on the Red Brand. Further, the massive faction could end up making headlines with a potential feud against Judgment Day, possibly taking the faction down. Further, the newly formed trio could take on Seth Rollins' massive alliance if Becky Lynch joins him to make global headlines. A potential showdown between the two biggest factions in the industry could take the world by storm, changing the company's landscape with some of the biggest storylines possible to make headlines around the world. Dominik Mysterio could find Perez as his new girlfriend, which could escalate the possibility of Morgan teaming up with Mysterio's rivals, Finn Balor and AJ Styles. A possible change of alliances like this could completely change the landscape of the Red Brand and put Judgment Day and the trio of Morgan, Balor, and Styles on the map. among some of the biggest names in the industry. This could be followed by Perez having a massive feud against Liv Morgan at a stage like SummerSlam. At the same time, AJ Styles and Finn Balor could take Dominik Mysterio down before gracing the Raw Tag Team division with their presence to become the new World Tag Team Champions. With many opportunities ahead of the company, fans will have to wait and see what WWE has in store for the massive stars on the red brand in the future. WWE Raw's Judgment Day has been on a roll since WrestleMania 41 after Dominik Mysterio picked a stunning fatal four-way victory by pinning Finn Balor to become the new Intercontinental Champion. However, the faction has been having internal issues for months now, which continue to prevail after Mysterio pinned his fellow faction member to become the new champion. The Judgment Day has not been as dominant since Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest exited the faction. The group used to main event consecutive Raw episodes for months earlier, but things aren't quite the same now. WWE has been slowly teasing Finn Balor's exit from the faction as well, but the slow build has not brought a lot of excitement from fans. WWE needs to make some major moves to bring the faction back in the headlines as one of the top factions in the entire industry. The faction has some of the biggest names already and just needs a proper storyline to take back the spotlight that they once had. Further, WWE needs to finally push the buttons by taking Finn Balor out of the group and possibly replacing him with another name, which could finally put all the attention on the faction, which the fans have been waiting for. Let's check out a few things that could happen in the faction this week on Raw, which could end up putting some spotlight on them. Liv Morgan has been the cynosure of the wrestling world since last year with her work in the Judgment Day and has also landed a Hollywood movie, which has taken her popularity to a whole new level. With one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions set to seemingly take time off TV to complete her Hollywood commitments, a new member could replace her in the faction. AJ Styles is scheduled to face Finn Balor in a major singles clash on WWE Raw next week, and the hype around the show is palpable. Styles may pin Balor in the match, and then demand a match against Dominik Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, adding interest to the program. Furthermore, Finn Balor could end up assisting his old Bullet Club comrade in dethroning Dominik Mysterio, thereby kicking off a feud between the two stars that fans have been anticipating for months. Only time will tell what WWE has in store for the faction in the future.